A thread by Carlos Osuida. I'm being bombarded with bullshit conspiracy theories. You need to understand, I'm not one of you. I know what I'm doing, and I've seen things you wouldn't believe. The term conspiracy theory was not coined by the CIA to discredit deranged people. In the real world, the term was first used in 1870. The CIA was created in 1947. That's 77 years later. So don't come at me with that bullshit. You don't know how the world works. It isn't TV, movies, or video games. When I was working for 2 different countries, I had no idea who was contacting me. I was vetted in person twice by undercover agents who knew that I knew who they were. They were very friendly and non-threatening. I didn't ask them a single question. They had to see if I was insane. I cracked up the second group by accepting a cigarette. When I'd smoked it down to the filter, I said, "That's the first cigarette I've had in 15 years. You quit smoking 15 years ago, unasked? Yes. Then why did you accept it? Come on, I said. When am I ever going to get this opportunity again? They all looked at each other and burst into laughter. One man high-fived me. That was it for personal contact. Nobody sent me classified material. I have no idea what was done with my analyses. I put them on thumb drives and used our contact system to leave them where they'd be found. They sent me an open source videos by email posing as fans of my work. I knew which analyses to put on thumb drives and leave where they could be found. I knew which casual questions to answer by email. This is done all the time. Intelligence networks have volunteers all over the world. Why do you think I did this? You're vetted and you're told when to help. Some people are told to please leave their house and go somewhere else for a few days. They come back at a certain date. All I did was open source analyses. And then, after I'd explained my techniques for 3 years, I was thanked and told I was no longer needed. Frederick Forsyth wrote about these arrangements decades ago, for God's sake. This was much harder before the internet. The ironclad guarantee is that they won't do anything illegal or against the national interests of your own country. I never made my house or car available, as some people do. I simply did analyses until whomever had learned all of my techniques. I never met or spoke to them. So, we need to dispel a lot of truly moronic notions out there. The people feeding you this stuff are pud knockers. Here are the only 2 videos of the sectarian death squad assassination of Aaron J. Danielson. The Dunlap video, link in the description, and the Stumptown video, link in the description. So much crap to debunk. The volunteer medic was not in the black Charger. She came running from across the street. There it is. There she is. Dunlap did not give a secret code by saying revving engines. And nobody said on tape that there were black men involved. The cops said witnesses told them that. I thought Antifa may have made it up, but now I think the cops did. I'll show you my second video in a second, but first, the now dead gunman said that he was protecting black friends from Danielson. The cops said that witnesses told them that 2 black men and Danielson got into an altercation before the gunman murdered Danielson. That is why the Multnomah County DA charged the gunman with only second-degree murder, not first-degree, even knowing that the gunman was part of a squad and lay in wait. They were laying the groundwork for a self-defense acquittal, which the jurors would have given the gunman. Has even one leftist condemned this killing without a qualification? So, here's the second video with the words. Video with heavily enhanced audio and the words. Dunlap. Oh, good. I love when I hear revving engines. Really, it kind of scares me. Woman. I watched him drop, and then I watched the car drive away. 3 loud shots from this corner. This corner. He's over here. He has one of his guns pulling in from the street. That lane right over there. Dunlap. was being sarcastic. The sound of revving engines scares him, and the woman said nothing that was untrue except for the number of shots. People always get that wrong. But the police affidavit said that they cut off Danielson's shirt and immediately found a holstered gun, which they removed and gave to a supervisor before they treated Danielson. Watch the Stumptown video carefully. From the moment the cops arrive, they begin cutting off Danielson's shirt. There's no evidence whatsoever that they found a gun and gave it to the supervisor. Watch all the way until the end. Unless the cops provide body cam video, there was no gun. Check out the link in the thread. But I did find a couple of things that should have resulted in a first-degree murder charge for both the gunman and the commander of the gunman's side of the street. The commander is the guy here, looking back at the gunman, here, walking with his fat accomplice. One, before the gunman took his position to prepare for the ambush murder of defenseless Aaron J. Danielson, he and the commander shook hands like heroic Green Berets, brothers in arms about to begin a dangerous mission for their country. And two, the whole stinking passel of terrorists walked right in front of Danielson and Pappas. The investigating Portland homicide detective saw this. Finally, a lot is being made of the woman who got out of the Charger. Look at her high-intensity flashlight. All I do is work with facts, so I have no idea who she is, but I don't spin yarns based on no evidence. You know how to tell that a Twitter black ops expert is a pud knocker? If he doesn't enhance the audio. Unless you remove the background noise, raise the volume, and apply filters to the voices, you'll have no idea what they're saying. For the woman's voice describing the shooting accurately except for the number of shots, I tried multiple filters until she was comprehensible. The pud knockers identified the Stumptown cameraman as part of the, quote, assault team. It wasn't an assault. It was an assassination from ambush. It was gutless. And it just keeps getting worse. The entire death squad was pre-positioned a block away. This is all of them, except for the two men in the red car. What I mean is, this is the operations squad, except for the two men in the car. Someone was surveilling Danielson and Pappas and told the operational death squad electronically when and where to move. The interception was timed down to the second. Either there was another team following the two targets, or there was an aerial platform sending a live feed to the person who ordered the operational death squad into action. It has to be the Iranian Quds Force. This absolutely reeks of them. Think about it. The foot element of the operational death squad ambled along and perfectly intercepted the target, who they ostensibly couldn't see and who was a block away. The mobile element, the red car, perfectly intercepted the ostensibly unseen targets. I think this would be impossible unless the operational death squad had a visual live feed of Danielson and Pappas walking. In other words, the operational death squad had technology that allowed them to time the shuffling steps of their two fat women down to the second. Remember, the two women are quite obese. Stop listening to all the fakers and liars. Unless they provide evidence, I don't even want to hear about it. This isn't a game. It's hideous and exceptionally dangerous. I'm sick to my stomach, so angry it's hard to control myself. This was the hardest thread I've ever written due to the Antifa members of Twitter and the jolly, indestructible, nihilistic stupidity of too many of my own followers. They're all the same. Be back tomorrow.